Hi, thank you to all of you who have already completed the survey and given me feedback about how you learn and how you're doing in the class. There were a couple of comments in which people suggested that using Ultra confuses you, and even a suggestion from one person to put the week's assignments in one folder. And the reason I don't do that, and I'm trying to navigate quickly to Blackboard here, but for some reason it logged me out when I had it open 3 seconds ago. Sorry about that. But the reason I don't just have one folder a week is because sometimes people fall behind or work ahead. And my goal in this class is not to give you due dates that I enforce to take away points, but rather to give you due dates just to help you organize your own schedule. This class is for you. It isn't for me to decide whether you have a family emergency or have to work overtime or whatever causes you to need to work on a slightly different schedule. So when you look at the materials for the class in our Get Started folder, there is a version of the syllabus that you can use if you do want to know what is due for each week. And this was in the Get Started folder, and here when you click on the short and long version of the syllabus, as you can see, it tells you exactly what I would like you to do during each week of the class. So that should help you with the confusion in terms of weekly assignments. However, some of you are open to having more videos in which I give you reminders about what to do for each week. So this week, you do have the first exam to work on, and we are also moving forward through this lesson about Audre Lorde and also the lesson about Angela Davis. Now, you'll notice here that I seem to have made fall break during the wrong week, and I apologize for that because I don't know how I mixed up the calendar. I thought I had checked the correct version of the calendar, but my point here is that you can work more or less at your own pace to complete these assignments. So when you look at the organization, there aren't that many ways to organize a class in Ultra, and the benefit of Ultra is that you can do anything with the Blackboard Learn app on your phone. So we are now in the Power and Privilege unit. The unit we just completed is called Genders, and I made the test for genders right here at the very top of the content, and also that survey in which I asked for your mid-semester feedback. The test is technically due today, but if you don't finish it by today, it's not a big deal to me. When we move through these getting started items and go back to Power and Privilege, there is a checklist for Unit 2 that you can also use and download. There's a little issue going on with dates. So, and I will also make the checklist so that when you click on it, you don't have to download it. You can just see it right in the window. Okay, that's taking too long. But that's another way that you know what's due each week. And I tend to make things due at the end of the week, again, to accommodate your schedules. So here is our white privilege discussion, our materials in our white privilege folder from last week. And then in lesson 11 for this week, uses of the erotic, and the podcast that you can listen to for Audre Lorde, as well as if you'd like to read along, and a reading by Angela Davis called The Myth of the Black Rapist. I can show you quickly too what happens when I try to move the quizzes into the right folder. Okay, just a second. So when I try to drag quizzes into the right place, it's really hard to get them to land where I want to. And of course, that landed exactly where it's supposed to be. Now that I'm saying it's really hard to do, maybe I'm getting better at it. Let's see if I can move the Davis quiz into the right folder. Usually when I try to move these, it's just like they all end up in crazy places. I don't think that's actually in the folder though. Anyway, the reason I have the quizzes in a separate folder is because they can be very hard to drag and drop into the right place. I don't play video games, so I'm not very good at moving things around with a cursor. If you have any other questions, let me know. And if you haven't done the survey, please do that. I will get to your papers as soon as humanly possible, and I appreciate your patience. Have a great week.